Welcome back to Northeast Current. I'm your host, Katie Leyland, and that was Rivera Bama with Via de la Rosa. On a more serious note, the past couple of months have seen growing momentum in Congress to fix the outdated and blatantly unfair sales tax system that is hurting brick and mortar sales and retailers across the country. The overwhelming bipartisan support in both the House and the Senate demonstrates that Congress is serious about getting the federal government out of the way so the states can enforce their own tax laws. Sometimes a bargain just isn't what it seems. As unfair online competition continues to undercut retail businesses, you'll find it harder to shop at your favorite neighborhood shops. The few dollars you save just might cost you and your neighbors in the end. According to a recent national survey conducted by the International Council of Shopping Centers, ICSC, 86% of consumers prefer to pay sales tax on online purchases at the point of purchase rather than at the end of the year on their tax forms. Please welcome Michael Kercheval to the show. Michael is the president and CEO of the International Council of Shopping Centers, and he's here to talk to us about how this affects you and the community. So how does the current sales tax system hurt real estate?
Well, I think you first of all hit the nail on the head brilliantly. Consumers are sometimes unaware that if they buy something online from an online-only retailer out of state, they have to pay sales taxes on that item, whether or not it was reflected in the final purchase price, just like when they buy something at a local retailer in their community. So what's happened is that this has given an apparent price advantage to the online-only retailers, disadvantaging the local brick-and-mortar retailers. It looks like things are less expensive online because they're not including the sales tax, even though that sales tax is owed. That is devastating local retailers and local communities, in turn devastating shopping centers, and in turn devastating communities. We see it in Wilkes-Barre, we see it across Pennsylvania, we see it all over the United States.
Absolutely, and we have so many small business owners in the community of Northeast PA. I'm sure they're feeling the burden of it as well.
Absolutely. You see the bookstores closing, the shoe stores closing. They just can't compete with the online-only retailers, and what we're looking for is a level playing field across all retailers. Let them compete on, make price equal, let them compete on quality, on service, on selection. That's what we're looking for.
Is there a federal solution to the problem?
There, ironically, is a federal solution to the problem to get the federal government out of the way so that the states now have the ability, will have the ability, to require online-only out-of-state retailers to collect and remit back to Pennsylvania the sales taxes that are owed them when a consumer in Pennsylvania purchases something online. So, federal solution absolutely there. And we believe it's not a matter of if this legislation is going to be passed, it's a matter of when the legislation is going to be passed. Great bipartisan business and consumer support for this legislation to be passed.
Why should consumers be concerned about the sales tax issue?
Well, the sales taxes are owed whether they're buying it online or in the store. So I think on a number of different levels, the consumers should be concerned. One is, if they're not reporting and paying those sales taxes, they should be concerned, because states now are going after consumers to collect those sales taxes that are owed. That's the first thing. But I think perhaps even more importantly is the impact of not fixing this on our local communities. There's a jobs impact. We estimate that $1 million in retail sales at a local store creates 4 jobs. The same $1 million of sales online creates 0.8 jobs. We need to create jobs, not lose jobs right now. The other thing, $100 in sales at your local store, 68 of those dollars stays in the local community. Buy it online, you don't see a dollar of that staying in your community.
Michael, thank you so much for this information and for coming on our show. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our viewers?
Well, we appreciate you taking up this issue. Part of it is educating the consumers and educating your viewers about the importance of retail in their community from a job standpoint, the fabric of our community, and the importance of this fairness legislation to help the communities, the states, and the overall economy. And I thank you for taking the time to do this for your community and for the economy.
That's it for this week's Northeast Current. I'd like to thank both Michael Kercheval and Rivera Bama for coming on, and we'll see you again next week.